Hi, my name is Melissa Valle and I work with the Sonoma County Office of Equity. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about how I got here. And so I'm going to start with a little bit of background. I am an immigrant from Colombia and I came to the United States when I was 17. Went to community college for 2 years and then went to NYU for journalism and sociology. And then I worked as a journalist at Univision and Telemundo for about 6 years. I was a writer, a producer. Then I was a news reporter and I got to report on issues related to the Latinx and immigrant community, which I've always kept really close to my heart, and it's a big part of my identity. But after covering the 2017 fires, I felt like I needed to do a little more. And I decided to apply for a job here in Sonoma County for communications positions. They were looking for someone bilingual and bicultural, and I thought I would be a good match for what they were looking for, and I eventually got the job. Since then, I worked to expand language access, including ensuring that at least emergency communications were accessible in Spanish. And I also do want to recognize that there's more communities that need more than what we're doing right now. But that was my focus at the time, and this work brought me to what I'm doing today, which is working for the Office of Equity full time. And the Office of Equity, part of equity is providing language access, but it goes beyond that. The focus of the office is racial equity and embedding racial equity into government services. And so a typical day for us, it looks like meetings, but really lots of research, really understanding our history and how, where we were, where we are now, and where we need to go to the next step, and looking at models, right? This work is sort of new for government. And there are some government organizations who have done a great work. And so we could look at what other people are doing and understanding, what works from that model, what we could adapt to make it better for our workforce, to tailor it, to get the results that we want to see and the outcomes we want to see from those programs and those practices into the service that we provide to our communities. What education is required for this career? Um, as I've already told you, I didn't go to school for social justice or any of those majors, although I would recommend it. Um, but I would say I think passion is the most important thing for this kind of work. This is long, exhausting work, and it requires really to have sort of that commitment within you to really want to do this, to commit to it, and to see the small little changes that you can make through the years. So I would say more than a specific education, I would say passion. And I do see future in this type of work. We've seen, you know, movements for racial equity throughout the years. And as much as I would like to say that in 5 years, you know, we shouldn't be here doing this kind of work because everybody's embedding equity in everything they do. Um, I would say that there would be still be a need for motivated people to want to do this work and make it better and make it more effective for organizations. So I do see a future in there. And I do not recommend any specific college or university, but I would say that I do recommend to look for a program that makes you really excited to learn, and a program in which you also get to learn how to put your passion into action, how to drive those dreams and those ideas that you have into practical exercises, into practical projects that allow you to actually get those things done. So I would say those practical skills are important too, but also understanding the history and where we are coming from, and why the history of our country is this way, and who should be held accountable for that, and how do we change the systems that have gotten us through this point. And so I think that's my most important recommendation. Um, Final advice, I would say if you can do follow the community college path, I would say it will you won't be in debt as much as other people by pursuing community college first. And my community college experience brought me closer to my community, in a way that was different when I was in a bigger college. So I got a different experience. I saved money, and I feel like I was prepared to jump into a bigger university after that. And another thing is, if you are considering a career in journalism, social justice, anything related to racial equity too, I would say, um, I got some people saying, "Why are you doing that kind of work? And do you think you're really gonna change?" And I might not get to see it, but I know that we must do everything we can to drive closer to where we want to go, right? To achieve racial equity for communities. And so don't let people tell you that you cannot accomplish your dreams, and put everything, your dedication and your passion towards what you want to do. And I'm sure that's going to pay out eventually for you.